What's the deal with Jason Giambi? He looks like a pedophile and he's being considered for the All-Star break.
He's
Bad message.
He's leading the league in home runs.
Okay, whatever. I'll wear a mustache and go around picking up kids in a little white van and say, I'm an all-star.
I'm not going to argue with that. Let's get to the show.
My name is James Strang. Dun, dun, dun.
And my name's Anthony. How are you guys doing today?
And welcome to the BS Show.
Woo! Well, today, what do you think about the Braves?
I don't know. Could be the beginning of the end.
They are 7-1, 1-1 after the break. 5 runs scored, 5 runs allowed. Is Chris Hess on a slump?
I believe so.
He's doing nothing at the bat. Nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. The team only has 1 home run.
In the last 2 games, I know. They're just barely floating.
I don't know. But hey, look on the bright side, you're 6 for 11.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course I get hot when the team starts doing bad. But we move on to a big game with the Braves, mentioning the Braves. Braves versus the Reds. Big game after
There was a huge
devastating loss to the
huge game
to the Angels. Well, Hess picked up the bat a little bit, 3 for 6. He also was on the mound, 14 strikeouts, very big for the Braves. He quieted a very, very hot Reds team. Pop went 1 for 4, no home runs, and Collins 0 for 4 after they shelled the Colt 45s. Tim had a huge RBI walk to tie the game, and yours truly had a bases clearing signal 2, which would eventually clinch the game. What do you think about that?
It was a lucky single, I'll give you that.
Well, hey, we needed a little luck because, you know what? People were saying that the Giordano slump has begun.
It has. I think it will continue. Luckily, Hess stepped up on the plate. That's all I can say.
Yeah, well, that was a close one, and we'll see how it goes. They got a couple of big games this week. They have the A's and the Blue Jays, so
we'll see what happens.
They need to win both of them to really prove everybody wrong about the Giordano slump.
We will see what happens. The first of our 2 new segments that are coming up, the Forum Talk. I'm taking whatever you guys are saying on the forum and putting them into the show. The first question is, who would you want to face in the playoffs? T.O. and Fuchs or Pop and CBT?
Quite personally, I wouldn't even want to face any of them. But if I had to choose, I would go with the youngins, Pop and CPD.
See, I want to go with T.O. and Fuchs. I mean, yes, T.O. had that no-hitter. Awesome. He's disgusting in Ks. He has 42 Ks right now in 17 innings. But Fuchs, I haven't heard anything from him.
He's a quiet starter. He has a 12 ERA, which is pretty good around the league. I mean, he's only had 21 strikeouts, 13 innings, but he's that number 2 that you really need in the league. Just chugs along. Doesn't have to be spectacular. Just has to get the job done. And I would not want to face them, and I'd want to face the youngins because Pop's good. But sometimes,
I don't know.
And so is CDP. During the game, he got tired around that 5th inning against the Braves, which really ultimately cost him. I'd rather play against the Reds pitching staff against the Nationals as of this point.
Yeah, with Pop and C, I mean, they're both averaging around 16 ERA. None of them have amazing strikeouts, and their innings aren't that high. I would have to go with them. I would want to face them.
And I wouldn't want to face T.O. and the Fukester. I don't know. But anyways. Well, who's hot and who the hell is not hot? I'm the hot. Angels.
I will give you that.
Angels. 8 game winning streak. They won. Their only loss was against the Braves, and they've won 8 ever since, including a victory against the Braves last week. 117 runs scored.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
I know, they got a bat. And the pitching's done as well, too. Only 52 runs allowed with Trigger and Longo. Who's gonna put the brakes on them? I don't know. The Braves have a chance, but not in this current state.
Speaking of Josh Longo, he is probably the hottest pitcher right now.
Yes, I would agree.
36 Ks, only allowing 14 runs, 21 and 2/3 innings and 3 wins.
Yeah, that's hot.
He's basically unstoppable.
Yeah, he was just thrown in at the beginning of the year to hopefully help them out because they thought Trigger was going to be the ace and he was going to be number 2, but he's emerged as the ace.
Josh Longer, the ace. I don't care what anybody else says.
Yeah, he's stepped up and he's really made this Angels team a contender.
Yes.
Speaking of not only pitching but hitting, Ryan Skeet. He's been the whole team's been hot, but he's been really hot. He's stepping up. 5 home runs, on base over 600, batting average about 480, and 26 RBIs. That's hot.
That is hot.
And they need him to keep going, especially if their pitching staff's gonna be kind of not so good. They need to outslug a lot of people.
They need to step.
Now.
Who's not? I have the Colt 45.
Oh, without a doubt. The Colt 45s are almost the worst team in the league. Almost. The Blue Jays...
They're still down there.
Blue Jays, it's only because you're a rookie team. That's why you're the bottom. But for a veterans team, awful. They've lost 5 in a row.
The league high 165 runs against.
They have no pitching.
No pitching, no batting. They have nothing.
Nothing. No one shows up to the games. Eric Verheiden's struggling as a pitcher. They're number 2. I don't know. Why don't I just show up and be their number 2 one day?
You could. We need to.
It's just a total disarray.
It's horrible.
And the players that are actually showing up, they don't deserve that.
No. Another who's not is Zach Longo.
Pitching.
Last 3 games have lost. And allowed 59 walks this year.
Yeah, I know. Last year he was lights out. This year he's in a sophomore slump this year.
Yes.
I mean, he showed that he's starting to come back during the All-Star game, but the last 3 games, it's just been like, where are you? This is not the Zach Longo that I faced last year.
No.
You faced.
No, he's in.
And they need him to step up if they're going to make a serious run. But not too seriously because Kyle Leclerc.
Yes. Another who's not is Nick Bove.
Nick Bove, yeah.
150 average, only 11 ribbies and 18 Ks.
Yeah, that's not good, dude. He's 5 of his last 32.
Bove, what's going on, man?
Yeah, especially with that team, they need to start picking it up because they're also on that kind of like they can have a great game and then they're just like, what happened?
Yeah, I don't know.
So these guys need to step it up.
It's gonna be.
I can't wait. This is the second half has just started, and we're kind of getting boop boop boop, all over the place here.
Well, on that note,
I have one more news. One more.
What is this?
Sources close to me, tell me that the Braves are interested in getting Cappy. For all you that didn't know, was a last year's player on what was known as the New York team. He was a solid bat, solid pitcher, and was in the tops in the Gold Glove.
Yes.
So this could be a very key. They need the fielding and they need the bat. So hopefully they get him.
It would be a big signing for the Braves.
Yeah.
Big signing.
He's agreed. They've pretty much agreed on how long he's not pitching but playing. But it's just if they can get the commitment for those last 3 games of the season before Giordano comes back.
Yes.
But that's all I have to say.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Time to end the show. Please email us. We'll take your questions anytime.
Yep. BS Show. Ymail.com.
Good night, America.